Hey! The object today is to do a couple of things. First of all, you're going to find out very quickly that I've moved a large majority of the stuff out of the storage unit, and that's because we're moving to Kalamazoo. And so we have, well, 2 or 3 orders of business today. First of all, I'm going to move some of the small parts into the Jeep and back down south today, and we're going to set up and glue the top so that it can dry over the next couple of days, and then I'll be moving it down about 10 days from now. Ooh. Lift with your legs, not with your back.
Well guys, it's in here safely, but I don't think I'm gonna fit any of the legs. Maybe I could get one in here and one in there, but I don't really want anything having any chance of bumping into any of these hammers. So I think I'm just gonna cover it up with the moving blankets and call this good for my load today, because I still have to bring all my camera stuff back. So maybe next trip will be legs. We'll see you back in Kalamazoo.
So far, so good, huh? Obviously, I'm beyond excited to have a little bit more space to work around in. When I first started filming these videos, I thought I was actually going to end up being working on that piano inside that tiny little storage unit in Grand Rapids. Now, granted, this is only 150% of the size of that thing, but the extra 100 or so square feet is just like an incredible difference having the width. So now I can actually pull all the carts in here when I'm working on stuff, and I am not gonna have to fill this place to the brim. I've got more than enough space for all the stuff that I need to put in here. So here's all the keys. Ivory's all in pretty good shape, except we have a couple of little chips here, discoloration, but I mean, what are you gonna do? It's 150 years old, so all the wood is in good shape. All of this felt is in remarkably good shape considering how old it is, and a large majority of the hammers are doing good too. It's just every once in a while we got a break here, and I think I'm realistically going to be able to fix that. In fact, here you can see a period fix. I mean, who knows how long ago that was done. I mean, I would say at least 20 or 30 years ago, because I know the person who owned it before me didn't do this. But here we have a little bit of fishing line or some twine or something, and it's just reinforcing some simple glue. And I think that is the approach that I'm going to take to fix the hammers. Let's see, there's a gap here, but we're missing, yeah, here's the hammers that we're missing. We got the very highest note up here, and then just a couple, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. I mean, of course you always say that, oh, it's not going to be that big of a deal, and I'm sure that I'm going to be challenged more than I even know on this project. But I'm at least going to be able to play this piano soon, you know, and then we've got a lot more to fix on it, of course, and eventually I'd like to learn how to tune it and someday maybe put some new strings on it, but I mean, we're talking years from now, because certainly there's no way that I can afford it. And also, I don't have the skills yet. So that's kind of like a future goals type situation, but you know, I think it'd be fun to learn how to tune a piano. I do know people who know how to do it. And I know most craftspersons wouldn't touch a box grand, but you know, I got a buddy, so we'll see what happens. I might have to wing it, and you know, maybe anyone out there in YouTube land, you know, if you know something about box grand pianos or woodworking or just kind of preserving old stuff or working on old things, I'm happy to take any comments you have. I'm so clearly out of my league. It's time for me to upgrade my skills and figure out how to restore pianos and eventually antique instruments in general. So I guess I'll see you in Grand Rapids. Hey guys, welcome back.
All right, guys. So I figured I would chat with you a little bit in the Jeep here, because, like, obviously this is a storage unit that I'm in, so there's like people in and out of this thing all the time, and it's not that I feel foolish like talking on camera, it's that I don't want to catch them on camera. So I have to be kind of limited in what I show until I get back to my office, and once I'm in the Park Trade Center, then I'll be able to have basically full access to everything, and everybody that's in that building knows what I'm doing, so no one's gonna get weirded out if I, like, you know, just start talking to a camera. And like around here, it's just like everything's corners, so you know, you can't really tell, like, you don't know if people are talking to you and you get weirded out, and it's like people are just here to bring their shit and store it, and like it's not a workplace. You know. But I just try to be respectful of people, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's actually going to the same building that I took it out of like a year and a half ago. It's just going into my storage unit instead of the original person's storage unit. So it'll be great to have it back in Kalamazoo, because now I don't have to drive 45 minutes north and 45 minutes south just to work on any of the piano. So I think what I'm going to try to do is get the first 3 of these shot, and then I'm going to start putting them out one every 2 weeks, and we'll see what people like. Maybe I'll do 6 or 7 of them, and if people really like what I'm doing, then I'll continue, and if not, then, you know, we'll put it back on the shelf and come up with another idea.
All right, guys, we're back at it again here in Grand Rapids at the storage unit. We got less than 24 hours until it's move day for the piano, so I'm here doing some last minute inspections and attachments, and I'm going to put some lashing straps around the thing and basically just generally prepare for when we come up here with the trailer tomorrow, because I've enlisted the help of 3 other friends of mine, and it's going to be quite an undertaking. It's been months in the planning stages, so I'm really hoping everything goes smoothly. Cool, so I'm just going to set you over here in the corner like a bad child and kind of just let you see what I'm doing, and if something comes to mind that I want to show off, I'll just grab the camera out of the corner. So the first thing we need to do is get some type of attachment mechanism on the hinge. So the hinge pins were lost long ago. When I acquired the piano, there was some like roofing nails or something, framing nails stuck in the hinges. So I've bought a set of cotter pins in hopes that that'll be a good temporary fix for the move. You know, I should take a moment to kind of pause and mention here, you know, I found these old business cards of mine on the floor here, and you can see me looking very serious. There's an amazing photographer named Anthony Steinberger that took those pictures, and then this is the obverse. But I I recently attended a memorial service for Kirk Latimer, and he's actually the guy who designed these business cards for me. And, you know, if you've been paying attention to my career for a really long time, you know that Kirk Latimer and Gabe Jerome from Kinetic Effect were kind of instrumental in what became Elmblad Media Group. And, you know, it's nice to see a reminder of that situation that we had back in the day. So, although I haven't used these business cards in years, and I changed the business name from the New Scum Productions to Elmblad Media Group many years ago, I still keep these around as kind of a reminder of where I came from. So if you're in the mood for looking things up, specifically ancient history, you can look up Kinetic Effect and specifically the show we worked on, which was Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And you can look up the New Scum Productions and all the stuff that I was doing back in 2008, 2009. So anyway, miss you, Kirk. Probably going to be pretty hard to see on camera here, but I have these little hinges here, and I need to put a pin in them. So I believe I have 3, might actually only be 2. Yep, looks like it's only this one and the one over here that I showed you. So here's the pins. I'm going to try this 1/8 inch by 2 inch first. And it kind of goes through, actually, but not enough to actually bend the tip and make the cotter pin work. So I'm going to try this 5/32 by 2.5 and see. Now, wouldn't you know, and this is the way it always is when you're working on stuff, the 5/32 is just a little bit too big, and the 1/8 is just a little bit too small. And of course, since I bought the multi-pack, there is nothing in between. So I'm gonna go with the 1/8 by 2 inch, and then eventually I'm gonna see if I can go get a piece of rod that's 1/8 inch by like maybe 2.5, 2 1/4, and then see if I can maybe pound the end of it or something. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, but this ought to work just for the move. It's a shame to buy 555 cotter pins and then leave with 553 of them, but hey, that's life, right? All right, guys, one last stop for the day, and what I'm gonna do is put hinges on here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hinges, and then we'll put on another little flappy hinge here, tie everything up, and come back in the morning and move it. So I'm gonna switch us over to time lapse and get to work, and if anything comes up, you'll find out about it. Other than that, cue some excellent music here. I just filmed like 40 minutes of video and it's all corrupted, completely unusable. And let me tell you, it's just discouraging sometimes to be a content creator, because I'm just like surrounded by cameras right now and piano equipment and laptops, and you know, all it takes is one thing to go wrong and you're just doomed.